Well, I am looking too dark. I'm sorry, y'all. The lights just went out. Ugh, hold on. Y'all can't see me because the freaking lights went out. I'm not home. I forgot my ring light, and now I'm looking very dark, and my guest hasn't shown up yet. I'm very frustrated right now. But nevertheless, how many of y'all got a nevertheless in your spirit? Um, we're gonna still try to have a good show. We're still gonna try to have a good show. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. It's okay. I know, and I've been so excited about this show and just really promoting it and excited, and the lights just went out and I want so bad to cancel because I want to give you guys a quality show, and for me to be sitting here in the dark is very, 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 very frustrating. Um okay, so I'm not sure what happened to my guest, my VIP. She hasn't arrived yet. So what we might do is just go through the questions. Hey Rochelle, congratulations on your graduation. We're proud of you. Congratulations. Like I was saying, the lights went out. Oh my God. I don't know what to do, y'all. So upset. But and Toya hasn't come. I hope she's all right. I hope everything is good for her. But so what I'm thinking is we're just going to have to, I don't know. I'm frustrated now. I'm getting frustrated because the freaking lights went out. But hey, let's jump into it. Let's just talk about it, and I'll ask the questions that was posed, and we have some people online, so we'll just take the time and we'll answer each other's questions. All right. All right. So all right. What I would like to do is pray for the victims. Oh no, that's the first thing I was talking about. So Vivica Fox, I don't appreciate the comment she made about Kevin Samuels and that karma. When you're dealing with black women, the way he allegedly spoke of about black women, karma. And I was like, first of all, death is not karma. You cannot say when someone passes away, you can't speak to their death because I feel like you got to always take in consideration the family and friends and loved ones that they left behind. So why would you say that that's karma as if like that's what he get? That's not something that you should broadcast because you have grieving people, and she's upset because of the way he spoke of about her and 50 Cent and the breakup. But I just don't agree with you saying that's what you get. I mean, come on now, Vivica. You was wrong for that. You was wrong for that. Let's keep the city of Buffalo, let's keep the victims and their family in prayer. This was a massacre. This young man planned all this out. He was in the store months ahead. They say in March he was doing a consensus because the manager asked him what was he doing. He said he's doing a consensus, and that's how he left it. And so let's keep them in prayer, as well as the California shooting, that hatred shooting. So let's keep them in prayer. We got to come together as one and protect our communities one way or the other. I'm not saying black community, white community. I'm just saying as communities, we got to come against gun violence. We have to be the ones to pray over it. We have to be the ones to find a way to build up so that our communities will not suffer such massive loss in the name of Jesus. For those who just coming, I'm having a bad day, but I bind it in the name of Jesus. The lights went out. I don't have my ring light, so that's why I'm in the dark. Let me know if it's too much of a problem. Hey, Carly, how are you? Let me know if it's too much of a problem. And then my VIP, I don't know what happened. We was talking earlier today. I hope she's okay, but she's not here either. So I said, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go through the questions and I'm going to pose it to you guys, and we just going to have to put, I'm going to have to push, because I was praying and over this and I'm excited. I said, we getting ready to do this. I love it. And then all of a sudden, things just started not happening well for me. Yes, it's going to be okay. I appreciate it. All right. So, Toya, who was my special guest, has a wonderful class called The Panties Don't Lie. Within the class, she deals with how women can lose their self-confidence and kind of revert to things that they normally would not have done. For instance, if you're the type that you always try to carry yourself a certain way, but there may be a breakup, or maybe somebody said something to you, or maybe somebody hurt your feelings, and then after that you're done. You're like, oh well, I don't care. So within the class, she kind of go through ways that you recognize, okay, I see that as a pattern of behavior, but I need to get past that so that I can know that I'm beautiful, I'm sexy, I'm who God created me to be. I got it going on. So this is a class. It's called The Panties Don't Lie. I took the class. One of the things that she did in the class, and Rochelle took the class, so she's on here as well. One of the things that we were talking about in the class, we was talking about just running out the house. And, I said prior to maybe 5 years ago, at the time of the class, I said, I would never wear a bonnet and run out to the store. I said, but I found myself running to the store with my bonnet on. So she asked a question. She said, well, what happened 5 years ago? I'm like, ain't nothing happened 5 years ago. And then I thought about it. I said, oh, I stopped seeing or dating this guy that I was dating. I stopped seeing the guy that I was dating. Now, in my mind, I didn't think that I had impact, because I liked him, I cared about him, but I didn't think that he broke my heart for me to not care anymore. But it was the little things. It was the little things. I was like, wow, that is around the time that I stopped not caring, but just like running out the house doing things that I normally wouldn't do. I'm like, I usually comb my hair before I go out. So that's one of the things she deals with in the class. And she has other classes. She got the confident, the body, and that's just her goal, to help women see how beautiful and how sexy you are, and to just stay leveled up. And I'm hoping she jump in, but I see she has it. So let's get into the questions. Now, I got a lot of married women and moms do it sometimes too, girl. I get it. I got a lot of good questions that was asked to me, and we just gonna take our time. I got some married women that been married for a while. Tanya's in here. Karima's a married woman. Then you got Carly. She's a prayer warrior. And so Rochelle and I, we're here, and I'm just gonna pose the questions, and then we just gonna ask. All right. So the first question is, as new moms, we have to rediscover ourselves again, especially in the bedroom. What are some practical tips to start your journey back to sexy confidence? Hey, Demetria, my YouTuber, 15 years married. Okay. And Tanya is a mom. So, Tanya, I want to let you answer that first, and everybody else can cling in. A new mom, because I never had children. So, and I can only imagine that your body went through some things giving birth. So, as a new mom, what would you advise this new mom to, to practice or to do to get her sexy confidence back? Hey, cousin. So that's the question. The question is, as new mom, I'm going to repeat the question. As new moms, we have to rediscover ourselves again, especially in the bedroom. What are some practical tips to start your journey back to your sexy confidence? Do we have anybody that want to jump? Oh, and I can bring you guys on camera too. So just tell it, Karima. Okay, Karima, you own. Let us know, what can a new mom do to get back feeling sexy? I mean, I like I said, I'm not a mom, but I don't know. Maybe you can start wearing little nice things that you used to wear. Maybe you can do a show for him. Maybe learn to love your body again. Come on, I love it. Learn to love your body again. I think they should channel the things they used to do. Don't let yourself go. Get dressed sexy. Be intentional. Nice pajamas. Absolutely. I love it. Even if it's music, I love it. I love it. So learning to love your body again, and we're gonna go back through everything. Minor conversations with sexy clothing. I love it. So while you're learning your body, even though you might have gained 25, 30 pounds plus that, and you haven't lost all of the baby weight, that's still your body. Your body, as in its nude and nakedness, is still beautiful. So do not, I did a show on this one time. Don't jump in the shower without even passing the mirror. Look at yourself full fledged, naked, because that's your body. You're beautiful and you're confident. Date your partner. That's right. Do a date night. I would say the silence of voices that you say you're not sexy. That's how you got that baby. That's right. That's right. That's exactly how you got that baby. So that's how you channel. And thank you guys. I love it. Thank you. That's how the moms is speaking and say, okay, you still sexy. And hopefully you got the right husband that's like, baby, you're still beautiful to me. So you just got to gain that confidence yourself and know that you are beautiful. I love it. All right. So here's another one. You guys are you're my co-hostess. You guys are my co-hostess. All right. Uh, I've been called a catfish so much that I'm starting to believe it. I wear makeup so much that I've even taken the route of doing no makeup looks, which basically means I did my full face so naturally it doesn't look like I have makeup on. Basically tricking people into thinking that this is just how I look. I want to be confident enough to do this every day. I'm seriously tired of waking up 2 hours early just to beat my face. I even wear makeup to the gym and to do errands. How can I get more confident with my bare skin? So, oh yeah, that's right. To this person, I feel like you feel like you got to wear makeup every day. I doubt if someone told you, girl, where's your makeup? At the gym. You at the grocery store. Girl, why you ain't got on your makeup? But you feel self-conscious when you go to the gym without any makeup, when you run your errands without any makeup. So that's how you see you, and that's how other people will perceive you. But if you're looking in the mirror, bare skin, before you put on that makeup, you're looking at yourself bare skin and you realize how beautiful you are, then you can walk out that door in the still position of knowing that you are beautiful. That's the way you see yourself. So if you see that bare skin and you feel like it ain't good enough, then you're gonna always get up 2 hours early to wear makeup, to put on makeup, to do this. But when you begin to look in that mirror and see your bare skin is beautiful, then you don't mind going out in the public with just your bare skin. And it might take little baby steps. Maybe you run to the grocery store today. I just won't do it. When you don't feel like doing it, just don't do it. And it's good to have affirmations. Always look in the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're sexy, you got it going on. Right. Self-confidence, once again, I will also spend more time on skincare versus coverage healthy. I'm working on that. Amen. That's something that I'm working on as well. Drink a lot of water. Keep your skin hydrated. Find nice facials. But fall in love with your bare skin. Once you fall in love with your bare skin, you can walk out in a crowded room and people can actually be staring at you and it won't even dawn on you because you'll be looking like, yeah, what? I know I'm looking good. Thank you. Thank you. You're saying thank you, and that person even complimenting you. Thank you. Thank you. So yes, so that's what I would say to you that tired of wearing the makeup. Fall in love with your own bare skin. Start with prayer. Say, God, you made me beautiful. You wonderfully made me. Help me to see the beauty that you gave me. And then start telling yourself that in the mirror before you put on the makeup. And then maybe ease off of it. Maybe put just foundation on one day. Maybe just one day put a little nice lip gloss. Maybe one day you just do the eyeshadows and nothing else until eventually you feel very comfortable without having on anything. Amen. Amen. Good question. Good question. Okay. So the next question, how do you, at the age of 50, keep it sexy in the bedroom? Then it's a two-part. Do you continue to wear sexy clothes in your 50? I hope so because I'm 2 years from 50 and I love to dress sexy. So I feel like no matter what stage you're in, whatever you did to start with that man, you keep going with that man. And you guys just reinvent your sex life. You reinvent, because it could be easy to get bored. Hold on. So you just got to know what you have. When you're confident with your body, then you're going to be confident with making love with your body. And even if that's at 50 and you guys are partners, you're best friends, you've been through things together, so the love making should be even better because you are really truly becoming one. How you got them is how you keep them. Okay, girl, yes, you definitely have sex. So yeah, there's no age. There's no age bracket to sexiness. You beautiful and you sexy and you got it going on. So there's no difference. Put as much effort in your nighttime routine as you do your daytime routine. So if you're looking for your skincare, there is like a nighttime the way we do take off all that makeup, make sure it's clean. Then when you get up, you do your morning routine. You're just spending time with yourself. That's what I love about it. That's where confidence come with spending time with yourself and knowing. And you know what? You're not comparing yourself to another woman. You know exactly who you are. You know exactly how God created you. I was watching age do not define sexiness because a lot of people that's 50 don't even look 50. So you're like, you don't even look your age. So they say that 50 is the new 30. So you got it going on. Just spending time with yourself and falling in love with yourself and becoming confident in yourself. I was watching Ready to Love. Ready to Love. And one of the guys he said, I don't care if Beyonce is in the room. I want the woman that's going to love me come home with me. So there's no need of you comparing yourself to Beyonce because Beyonce ain't going to go home with that man. Beyonce is with Jay-Z. So why compare yourself to Beyonce? If he's in love with Beyonce, then that ain't the man for you. because a real man know, logically speaking, you ain't gonna get Beyonce. Beyonce ain't gonna be there when you calling because you're upset. Beyonce ain't gonna be there when you just need a shoulder to cry on. Come on now. So you need somebody that's gonna love on you and gonna be your partner and your best friend, and that's not Beyonce. So if you got somebody comparing you to Beyonce, that's not the man you need to be with. You don't have to be age appropriate. Ah, this comparison lack of us. You don't have to be age appropriate. You can be 60 and busting through the door with exactly. There's my guest. There's my guest. Trying to get in. It's not letting you in. Can you resend? Trying to finally. Okay. Let me resend it. Okay, you guys. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Make sure I'm sending it to the right. Uh, trying to get to my guest. Let me see if I can play some music for you guys. Like, Eunice, I ain't trying to watch all that. Okay. My grandma still thinks she fine at age of 77. Listen, my mama, my mama will put on her jeans, and like Latonna said, she's 77, and she will swear the world is watching her. We went to the store, and she tells me, "Oh, Eunice, I barely, Toya, I just resent it to your email address. I hope it goes through. Check to see if it goes through." She said, "Eunice, all these men was watching me, Ma." Why are these men watching you? But she's 77, and she said it's something about her genes that does that. So there is no age limit. There is no age limit to it. And then she had the nerve to say my daddy get jealous when she put on her jeans. So my mom has always been one of the most confident women that I have ever met. She used to tell me that in Deerfield back in the 60s, there was only two women that was considered fine and sexy, and that was her and another woman. And she said when they did the toss up of which one is sexy and which one is more sexy, she always won the toss up. So she never had a problem with being confident. So, but I feel like sometimes we go through things that bash our confidence, or we go through things that take away our confidence, and we allow people to that bash our confidence. So we go through things that take away our confidence, and we allow people to that bash our confidence. So we go through things that take away. Hold on. Where is my prayer warriors? Okay, Toy, can you hear me? Where is my prayer warriors? Okay, Toy, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Where is my prayer warriors? It's doing like a repeat. Okay.
Yes, like
Toy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's a feedback.
Yes. Where is my prayer warriors? It's doing like a repeat. Okay.
Yes, like
Toy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hold on. Yeah, so the feedback. Okay. Is it still a feedback?
Check.
Okay. All right, so I think it's gone. No echo. Okay. Whew. Hi, Toya. Hold on. Okay, y'all, hold on. We getting there. You're good. You good? So everybody can hear it. I'm gonna bring her back on. Toya, I see you in here twice though. Okay. Is it still a feedback?
Check, check. That's probably why you see me in here twice.
Yeah. Are y'all praying for us? See how the enemy don't want us to know how beautiful we are? All right.
Okay, I think.
All right, let me talk. Can okay, try it again, Toya.
Check, check.
See, I knew I had some praying people on this call. How are you, my love?
I'm doing very well. I apologize for being late. I'm training in the training all every day, all day until 5:45. So but I'm so happy to be here. I'm doing well to answer your
That's
question.
okay because I am glad that you are here and I know your schedule is booked a year out. So just the fact that you was able to squeeze us in is just perfect. I love I was catching them up on your show on your one of your classes, The Panties Don't Lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you got to probably leave, so I'm just going to ask you real quick: where do the titles that you have? Because you got The Panties Don't Lie, Strip, Her, Heroin, F, Abstract, 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 Religion. Where do your titles come from for your inspiration?
Um, Honesty. I just at a certain point decided when I from in my creative process, I didn't want to create like in a can. I just wanted to be honest and wanted to talk about things that were honest. And it's really just my perspective on the world. It's just how I see the world. And so it comes out like that. Like that's how I am in everyday life. My friends call me a sour patch because usually, like, the first thing I say is like, but then when I explain what I mean, it's like, oh, all the time. And so my events and stuff like that is kind of the same thing. It's like, but then once you understand what I'm saying, it's like, oh, okay, I get it,
Yeah.
And I don't do it for shock value. It's really just how I see the world.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so Panties Don't Lie actually came from me having a conversation with someone and saying, I believe I can tell the state of your life by your panties drawer. You know what I'm saying? And I really believe that. It wasn't so I didn't just make up a title. I really believe that. And it was a real conversation that I had that turned into a class, but it's something I actually really believe. And so, same thing with stripper was about literally just stripping, unlearning things and then relearning. So just stripping away all the conditioning, all the things people tell you you have to be, you're supposed to be, you have to do, you're supposed to do, it's supposed to look like this. Just like stripping away all of that down to like, but who am I? Where did this even come from? Like, we say, I don't do this and I don't do that and I don't like this. And a lot of times it's stuff we've never tried, we never even entertained, we don't know anything about, but we have these aversions to things. And a lot of times it's because of other people's opinions or just society and what people say is appropriate and acceptable. And so stripper was just about stripping away all of that and getting to just who are you, like at your core, and then building from there.
I love what you just said because we had a lot of questions actually to come in. And one of the questions was, is 50 too old to still dress sexy? So when you said, what people perspective, so I'm going to throw that question at you. And I got a couple of more that I want to throw at you, but I'm going to throw that at you about a 50-year-old still want to dress sexy.
That's a great question. Short answer, no. Number of few reasons why I believe that. Number one, I don't believe in the concept of age and time. So, I mean, it's real. We exist in a time in this aspect, but in the eternal aspect, there is no time. You
Right.
know, when you're talking about God and you're talking about eternal things and you're talking about higher levels of living, time doesn't exist. So if age is a measurement of time. And
Yeah.
so if you get above the timeline, you live above the timeline, you're ageless. And
Mm.
so when you're ageless, you can't say 50 is too old or this, I can't do this at 65 or whatever. It's really about integrity to me and being truthful about who you are from the inside and expressing it on the outside.
Yeah.
So if you feel sexy or want to feel sexy, then what you wear is just the outward expression of how you feel on the inside.
That's right.
And there's no age limit to that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. Yeah.
There's no cap on that. It's just clothing and dressing is really an outward express, should be an outward expression of your inward condition. So
Yeah.
the short answer, no, I don't think. I think even more so because I feel like the older I've gotten, the more connected to my body I feel sexier the older I get. The more I know about myself, the more settled I am in life. I actually feel sexier. I feel more beautiful. I
Yeah.
feel more in alignment with myself. So I think it's more appropriate at 50 than
Yeah.
other ages. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it makes more sense the older you get to embrace your body and embrace your sexuality and that part of you.
That's right. Because that's exactly how I feel. You know, it's like I put on my clothes, or even if I don't put on my clothes, and when I'm wearing something big, even if I'm wearing something fitted, I know my confidence and I'm sexy because I fell in love with myself.
Yes.
But there's another question that I think is so good because we got a lot of questions.
I'm
I posted
ready. I'm ready. I love it. I love questions.
I do too. Okay, so this was that. She says, when I was in college, I had some really toxic roommates. Whenever they were angry, they would mention my body odor. I've been to the OBGYN and was told that I'm perfectly healthy. I don't smell myself, but I feel like I might have just got used to it. I know it's childish, but it's completely destroyed my confidence and my intimacy. I'm ready to get back into the dating world, but I lack so much confidence, even being around men. I'm so unsure. How can I feel confident again?
Wow. Wow.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack
Yeah,
because you think about people say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. Words
yeah,
are powerful. And when people speak words over you, it's like pronouncing a spell. It's like words are like could be like spells over you, or they could be very um they're just very powerful. And
yeah.
so, and then not only the words they speak over you, but the number of times you rehearse those same words
Over, yeah,
over and over and over again and reinforce it, you start to believe it, even if it ain't true. You know what I'm saying? You'll start to believe it. And I think the first, to answer your question, I think the first step is going back to the injury.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Going back to the point of injury and receiving healing from that point. I don't, who knows what you smell like? Who knows? I don't know what I smell like in college either. I went to college for 6 months, but still, I don't know what I smell like back then. You know what I'm saying? But you evolve, you grow, you change. There's opportunities, so many things you can do for your feminine health and different things like that. But all that aside, you have to shed the version of you that was created by those words. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? It's like I'm not that person anymore. I'm not her. I don't know. Maybe I did smell, but today I'm a totally different person and I reclaim my life. I reclaim my position in the world. I reclaim my womanhood. I reclaim my femininity. I am
yeah,
not those things. I am beautiful. I am fragrant. I smell good. I am
yeah,
intentional. People love me. People are attracted to me. People can't help but to want to be around me. I'm attractive. I'm magnetic. I have a beautiful personality. I have an energy that's undeniable. You start really reprogramming your mind. about yourself, and intentionally doing it and consistently doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not words, man. And then we replay it, it
Yes.
starts to program us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, and I'm not trying to get too deep.
No, go ahead.
Okay, but and that's my dog. But
He said amen.
okay, um, that's true. Some girls with the comment are
Yep.
reading the comment, but
Yeah. No, that's true. Mm-hmm.
um, so our spirit, we believe, or we're told, or we believe our spirit is in our body, and it is. But
Mm-hmm.
our spirit is not just contained in our body. It's estimated that your spirit also radiates 6 to 10 feet around you,
Mm.
in you, and around you. And in your spirit circumference around you, it's like a force field. Your spirit in you, and it exudes around you. It's like a force field. In that force field are codes and programming. It comes from your thinking. So your thinking creates codes in your spirit, which is housed in your body but exudes outside of you. So if you have codes in your field that are saying, I smell, I'm unattractive, that's not just in you.
It's
That
all.
lives 6 to 10 feet outside of you and around you. So when you're in contact with people, they're in contact with how you feel about you, even if they never touch you. Just
Wow.
being in your vicinity, because your spirit protrudes out of you 6 to 10 feet. So what's happening is your lack of confidence and your lack of belief in yourself is surrounding you.
Mm.
So it starts to repel people from you. It's not that it's true. It's not that you're unattractive. It's that that's what you believe inside you. And because that's what you believe inside you, that's what also exists outside and around you. And it starts to impact who you contact. It starts to impact who is attracted to you, if people approach you or not, how they approach you, because they're interacting with you outside of you before they even get to your physical body. And so that's why how we think is so important. And we have to reprogram our thinking with words, with the word of God, with affirmations, with prayer, and just constantly reprogramming our field inside of us and the field outside of us.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we don't know, we understand certain things in theory, but we don't know how it's actually playing out around us in real time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I hope I answered that.
That was very good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, I don't want to rush through it. I'm begging you for a part two. I don't know when
It's
I'm going
okay.
to get it.
I'm here. So if you got time, I got time. I did my training earlier. So this is what I'm doing now. So whatever
I
time you got, I'm good.
Okay, so I got time. I don't know about everybody else. We're gonna
Okay.
give like y'all give us 10 more minutes because we see this is what I got out of her class. Me and Rochelle, we was pulling on her, just like woo, woo. This she's just that, like she said, we don't want to be spooky, but this is a faith-based show. She's anointed for this.
Yeah.
God has definitely given her a heart for women and for younger women. So we're gonna just pull on her right now, and I hope everybody can stay. Please stay for at least 10 more minutes.
Yes.
This was a great question. It says, with so much going on in the world regarding women and their bodies, how do you remain confident in your sexiness in the workplace without being looked upon as an object? If you wear certain clothes, and without fear of being the object of sexual harassment, even fighting through jealousy from other women. How do you keep it in the workplace? Oh, that was good. I like that
It is
question.
good. I definitely
Mhm.
dealt with that in the workplace,
Me too.
for sure. Because
Hmm.
a lot of it is, you have to understand, society has sexualized our body parts, especially as Black women, has overly sexualized our body parts. So if you're just born with a body part that society has decided to sexualize, even if you're not trying to be sexual, just because you have the body part, people think that you are. or people will attach certain ideas to you or certain things to you because you're shapely, because you got a butt, because you got hips, because you got breasts, you know what I'm saying? And especially in the workplace. So somebody without anything could wear the exact same thing that you're wearing, you
Yep.
wear it, and you almost get penalized for being fine in a way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you get penalized for actually having a body or a shape. Um, and I'm not one to tell anybody what to wear and what not to wear.
Right.
For me, it's always about when I'm getting dressed and I'm trying to figure out what to wear, I start with how do I want to feel? And then I dress for how I want to feel. So if I want to feel confident, well, what makes me feel confident? If I want to feel strong, what makes me feel strong? If I want to feel sexy, what makes me feel sexy? If I want to feel comfortable, what makes me feel comfortable? If I want to feel sporty, if I want to feel flirty, if I want to feel pretty, all how do you want to feel? So when you're going to work, how do you want to feel?
Mm.
And then you dress how you want to feel. So it's like, you know, I when I'm in the workplace, I that's not the place. I don't want to feel sexy at work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I just that's not the type of energy I want to solicit in the workplace. Me.
Right.
Now, I can't help it if you think I'm sexy and that's what do at work. I'm not taking that on. I decided a long time ago, I'm not taking on other people's issues and
Yeah.
walking it out for them. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Everybody has to deal with their issues on their own time. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do what makes me feel good. There is a such thing as being appropriate for occasions. I do believe that. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like you should abandon yourself to be appropriate. I feel like you can. So hear what I'm saying. There's a version of me. I like me. I wear what I want. But then if I'm going to the White House, there I'm gonna look like me at the White House. I'm not
Right.
abandon my personality, abandon what I like, abandon, but I'm gonna still dress appropriate for the occasion. And that looks different for every space. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's so important. I go back to this all the time: integrity of self, or hearing from the Holy Spirit, however you want to say it, living from the inside. Because you'll always know, sis, take that
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. You get that check.
You gonna get it. Like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
that not today. That ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't it today, sis. Not today, not to where you're going. And not just for work, even if I'm single. I have a lot of friends who are married. If I'm going to an event that they have with a bunch of husbands, I'm conscious of what I'm wearing
Right.
around other people's husbands. I don't, I have to dial it down. Now I'm going out, me and my homegirls kicking it. That's different. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's a whole different vibe. So I think just living from the inside and being motivated internally in what you wear, and then who cares what anybody has to say after that.
Exactly. I love it. I think I want to touch back on a question someone asked, which I thought was so good. She asked a question about, and I'm going to paraphrase because it was a long question. She spends 2 hours a day putting on makeup,
Mm-hmm.
even going to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
but she feels like she's being a catfish. That's not really who she is.
Mm-hmm.
So her question was, how does she fall in love with her bare skin?
Mm. Practice.
Hmm.
It's practice. Just like everything else, you get good at things that you practice,
Right.
and you have to really practice loving yourself. So that looks like um, and everything is a process. So sometimes we just want to flip over. I'm like this and I don't want to be like this and I just want to change overnight, and that's not real. It's more like, okay, if you spend 2 hours, cut it down to an hour. Cut it down to then go, okay, for the next month, I'm going to cut my makeup time down to an hour. If you got to time it, but you know what it's really about. You're on a journey to a place. Let's say
Hmm.
you're on a journey to walking out the house bare face. Nobody says that has to happen overnight and you have to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Put yourself on a process. Like it's taking me 2 hours and I'm using 25 products. The month of June, I'm going to go down to 10 products. in an hour. And when the timer goes off at an hour, however I look, I'm out the door. We done. And you practice that. And then you take your hour down to 30 minutes, maybe the next month or the next 2 weeks. And then you get down to a 5 minute face. That's just the bare essentials and the base. And then you get down to nothing at all. Go through a process and practice loving yourself. And for me, I'm always like, once I do my hair, make whatever, and I walk out the door, I'm committed to however I look. I don't care how, or if I don't put nothing on, if I'm looking crazy, I'm committed. I'm standing in it. I'm going to stand in looking like a bum, just like I'm going to stand in having my hair laid. If I don't have my hair in and laid and makeup on, I'm standing in it. I'm just going to stand in it. I'm going to own the space that I stand in, no matter what. No matter what I look like, I've decided, but that's a decision that I made, because it's not really about that. A lot of times, okay, if people think you're attractive, most times we don't understand how much we see spiritually.
Yeah.
We don't know, we don't understand that sometimes what people are even perceiving is not even what they see. They think they're perceiving what they see. You're perceiving what you don't see about me, what you can't put your fingers on about me. Oh, you're just so pretty. It's not that I don't think that I am, but I know that I'm so much more than that. And what you're seeing is so far beyond anything you could categorize, because I spend a lot of time working on my inside.
Yes.
And my thoughts and who I surround myself with. That's another thing. I'm sorry, I could just keep going on.
Oh, no, because you're right. Because when you know who you are and you walking in your confidence, you can have on a St. John suit, you can have on something you just bought out of Payless. You're still going to be beautiful and you're still going to command that room. Why? Because the inside of you have already known, this is me, I'm beautiful, and this is how I walk.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. This was another question also I want to throw at you.
Okay.
And I thought it was a good question as well. As new moms, we have to rediscover ourselves again, especially in the bedroom.
Okay.
What are some practical tips to start your journey back to your sexy confidence?
That's a really, really good question, because I know so many women who really struggle in that area. Not just being new moms, new wives, everything, or even if maybe you haven't been intimate with somebody in a long time and you just don't feel connected to yourself in that way. I do a lot of mirror work. And so it's spending time with myself in the mirror, like in something sexy, in heels, dancing to music with candles, with nobody else around, because it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So the true power in sexuality is you feeling good, and your partner benefits from how you feel. It's like you get to benefit because I feel sexy, I feel sensual, I'm connected to my body, and you benefit from that. But I'm not doing this for you. I'm not performing for you. I'm doing what feels good to me, what feels right in my body, what makes me move, what makes. But most of the time, we don't even know what makes you feel sexy.
Don't even know your body.
You don't even know. So I would say start with a piece of paper or a notes section on your phone. What makes me feel sexy? So like for me, for example, it would be fragrances. I love smelling good. So I invest in fragrances. Not Bath and Body Works, no shade. Grown woman perfume. It makes me feel sexy. Lotion, when my skin is lotioned and oiled, it makes me feel sexy. Lace, specifically black lace, I love black lace, it makes me feel sexy. But just really asking yourself the question and then going on the journey of what makes me feel sexy. A lot of us don't even know. Even if you talk about it, touching yourself, what parts of your body do you like to be touched? What parts turn you on? What parts don't turn you on? Whatever it is, some women don't even know that. And we're waiting for the man to give us pleasure. And we don't even know how to guide him to our pleasure points because we don't know what they are. And so you have to spend time getting to know yourself and know what makes you, how do you, if you want to feel sexy, what gets you there? If you don't know, it's time to start experimenting.
That's right. You
Start
know,
trying stuff.
you had in our class, you had us to write a love letter to ourselves.
Yes.
And this is grown women stuff. That's why on my little thing, I said, okay, this is adults. You know, you got to know what turns you on, because even earlier I said, when you're in love with your body, your love making goes to another level,
It does.
because you're the body that you have. I love it so much. You'll be surprised at that confidence you're able to give to the person, to your man that you make in love to. But if you're not confident in your own body, then you're going to be constantly questioning the man. Okay, did I do that right? Well, boo,
Right.
if it satisfied you, trust me, it's going to satisfy him.
Exactly. Exactly. And are waiting. Men are waiting for you to feel you and feel good about you. That's what turns them on. But
Mm-hmm.
not even making them the object of this discussion, because it's not about anybody else. You know what I'm
But
saying? It's
you,
about
yeah,
your own personal journey. I can feel completely sexy, nobody around, not a man in sight, just me in my skin and in my body. Like, girl, you it, because I've cultivated, I do, even in my house. When I moved here where I live now, I was intentional about the things that I surrounded myself with, even in my home, that make me feel sexy, feminine, make me feel like a woman, a grown woman. So my environment is, even I got a lot of just texture, soft, shears, white, because I that makes me feel connected to myself. And so I even built my environment to feed me. And so
mm,
it's just like all those different things, like what makes me feel good.
yes,
Practice again, none of this stuff happens overnight. It's not like, oh, I'm confident and I'm just confident and now I'm going to be confidence is a forever journey. It's always up and down. Like,
yeah,
you get to
yeah.
a point where you feel confident, and then maybe something happens in your life and then your confidence takes a hit. That's life.
That's
You're
life.
not always going to feel confident. You're not always going to feel pretty. You're not always going to feel desirable. That's life. That's okay too.
That's okay.
But
That's right.
knowing your process of getting from your having tools to go from your lows to where you want to be, knowing how to get there. But you ain't always gonna feel confident. You don't have to always feel confident.
No.
Hey, but just knowing how, okay, sis, you've been down too long. You know what I'm saying? Pimp down, time to get back up.
Yeah,
And
you can have a bad day, just don't have a bad week.
right, don't stay, don't stay there. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I
okay.
love it. I love it. So, what I'm going to do is the last question really came to me, but I'm going to keep you on so that we can tackle it together, because we might have a difference of opinions, which
Okay.
is fine, because you're my little sister and you're supposed to argue or disagree with me at times. So, this question came to me. I usually do a post called Ask You this. So, this, where did I write the question? Hold on. All right. All right. Dear Eunice, it's been 6 months since my husband passed. I am a young, active woman. I love the Lord and I want to walk out my kingdom assignment on this earth. I want to please God. I don't, however, want to remarry, and I'm not ready to get involved with anyone, but I'm still young and desirable. I still have sexual needs. Is it a sin to masturbate to my dead husband's memory? Signed, trying to be a temple. So, dear, trying to be a temple. I'm going to speak, and then Toya can jump in, and anyone else can jump in. One of the things, and I wanted to do this because I just did a singles conference, and I'm constantly asked this question. I don't like to tell people what's a sin and what's not a sin. What I try to do is direct you to a relationship, your relationship with Christ, because I can tell you, no, don't do that. Then that means, are you doing it because I told you not to do it? Or do you feel in your relationship with Christ, you feel a conviction and that's not why you're doing it? Our relationship with Christ is personal. So that's one of the things that I do not like to do. My second thing is I would like to address you to see, are you really being sexually satisfied by this masturbation, thinking of your dead husband, or is this your way of keeping his memory live in you? So I want to encourage you to go through grief counseling, because you want to grieve your husband, but you want to grieve it healthily. And then the last thing, I'm going to throw it at Toya, the last thing I want to bring up is, I'm just going to be honest with you, masturbation is not the original intent for sex. So eventually, you're going to want more. It's not going to satisfy you for the rest of your life, especially since you're saying you're a young woman. So this is something that I want you to really pray over, because what are you going to do when the memory of him is not satisfying you? You're not reaching an orgasm no more. You're getting like, well, I want more, but you just said you don't want to remarry, nor do you want to get involved with someone. So once you pray and ask the Holy Spirit to, and you go through grief counseling, who knows, if you don't ever want to get remarried, God got a way of keeping you. The old people say he'll keep you if you want to be kept. That
Mm-hmm.
don't mean he's gonna turn your desires off, but he will help. Ooh, my lights just came on. Ooh, thank you. So he will help you with that area where some people want to be married to their faith. Some people don't want to get married. That's your personal decision. Or he might heal you altogether and you meet somebody that you fall in love with and you want to marry. But my first thing is, I really want you to go through grief counseling. Okay, Toya, I'm throwing it at you.
Okay. Wow. Sorry to hear about your husband and my
Yes,
heart
you're
goes.
right. My condolences.
No, it's okay. If they're on here, I don't know if there's somebody here, but um, that's I'm sure that's something probably most of us can't even imagine going through, being a widow, especially if you're young. You don't think at a young age you would be a widow, you know. So I'm definitely sorry. My condolences to you. Um, and I agree with you, Eunice, in terms of getting grief counseling and having somebody to walk with you through that process, because you know you're all over the place. I haven't experienced the loss of a husband, but definitely loss of both of my fathers, my biological father, my stepfather, grandmothers, aunts, people that are very, very close to me. Um, so I know what it's like to kind of walk through that process of grief. And you really can't really trust your emotions in those moments. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so unstable. You're just trying to find something to latch onto, something in the place of that person that feels good, that's going to soothe you. And I agree with you, Eunice. Like whenever um, we're always looking to soothe, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you use anything to soothe something else instead of dealing with the other thing, it's okay in the moment, you know what I'm saying? But long term, you're going to really have to deal with the hole in your
Yeah,
heart. Nothing can cut, no amount of sex or masturbation, whether it's right or wrong or this or that, is going to really compensate for that hole in your heart. You really need healing, and sometimes it takes time. um in terms of masturbation being a sin, again, I'm like you. I don't steward other people's salvation and tell them what's right or wrong for them. um Me personally, I don't think that it is. That's just me personally. But again, you have to be within integrity within yourself. But I think the primary thing is your healing, your grief healing, and the process of that. And I think along those lines, as you heal, other things will become clear. Like you say, you may want to get remarried again at a later date. Right now, it's hard to trust how you feel because your emotions are all over the place.
yeah,
Um, and someone came in and said the same thing.
yeah.
Um,
Amen.
you know, so I personally don't think anything's wrong with, masturbating. I know masturbation has kept me out of a lot of people's beds that I didn't need to be in, and kept me in my bed, kept me at home at the crib, instead of somebody's bed with somebody's son that I didn't need to be with. So, I ain't never gonna knock the hustle. I not, because it has delivered me and saved me from a lot of mistakes. So listen, whatever you do, when you gotta do what you gotta do to make it through till you can do better. I'm just saying. But everybody has the right to feel how they feel about that, and to take whatever steps you need to take. But I'm praying that maybe one day you will. And marriage isn't for everybody, so I can't even say that. I'll just say I'm praying for your healing,
Yeah.
and that you do find love again.
Yeah.
And then you do find somebody that you can spend your life with, and you don't have to have the toys all the time, or whatever. I'm praying that for you. But I understand in the moment when things are hard, we all look to soothe. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we go to church to soothe.
Yeah.
And we don't make no change, ain't nothing transformational. We're just going to feel good in the moment. Sometimes some people use shopping to soothe. You going through something, you just gonna go spend some money. Some people use drugs to soothe. Some people use sex to soothe. Some people use TV to soothe, food to soothe. We all have mechanisms that we use to cope. Sex isn't in this special category of
Right.
like, but don't do. I mean, I use food to soothe, but don't masturbate. It's the same thing.
Right.
I'm saying anything that you're using to compensate for actually dealing, it's just soothing and it's temporary gratification. Anything. Sex is not special. This one, anything.
Yeah. Like Pastor Dollar say, the top 10 sins.
There's not, people do use work. People are workaholics just to not deal with life. So they overindulge in work. It's all types of things that we do to soothe. The bigger thing is to actually deal with what's going on so you can actually heal. And then from a healed place, you just automatically make better decisions when you're healed and when you're clear and when you're mindful and thoughtful. So it's not about if it's right or wrong. It's about do the work to heal.
Yeah.
And then let that be your goal. And then from a healed place, let healing inform your decisions versus grief.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love the way you said, right now you can't even trust your feelings. So I love it. So before we go, thank you so much for joining. Tell us about Cheap Date 2022.
Oh God, Cheap Date 2022. Well, what it is I don't know if you guys are on social media at any length of time, then you see this constant back and forth between men and women. Just like I don't know what's going on in the dating world specifically. Men want this and women are like this, and this is battle. And so Cheap Date is about getting back to the basics, like the lowest, just loving each other. Like, does he make this amount of money? Does she have this type of body? Does all this stuff that's frivolous, whatever happened to, you just a date. I mean, it's cheap. A cheap date that's just, it ain't about all that. We just getting to know each other. So Cheap Date is an event that I'm doing. We'll have panel discussions about dating. We're going to have a date auction. We're going to auction off some men. But it's going to be fun. Lots of fun. I'm actually writing a book by the same name, 100 Cheap Dates Under $100. For people who are trying to date in this world, and everybody's so materialistic, but you don't really know, and you think, well, if I don't have this amount of money, I can't date, which is not true. You just got to be creative. A lot of men don't think with that side of their brain, so sometimes they need help. So the Cheap Date book is just help ideas for like simple dates that don't cost a lot. It's just fostering love and the bare minimum between man and woman. I like you, you like me, yes or no. Can we get back to the basics?
Can we get back to the basics? I love it. Well, I will definitely be promoting your event, and like I said, hopefully within the next couple of months or so I can bring you back for a part 2, because like I said, we got a lot of good questions, and I couldn't just really go through all of them, so it's going to be good just to bring you back. I love you so much. You like my little sister. I don't know what I do without you.
I miss you. I feel like I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays.
I know.
Thanks, Rochelle. She said,
your dog telling you it's time for you to give him some attention.
He always want attention. I told him earlier, I was like, you are privileged. Do you know most dogs only go out twice a day? You go out 5 times. You need to be grateful. He was looking at me like, okay, and take me out.
So. Yeah, take me out. But thank you so much for taking time to be with me. I want to thank everybody for being on for a whole hour. I thank y'all. I love y'all so much.
I'm sorry I was late.
No, we appreciate it because you brought everything that we definitely was looking for and loving on it, and I love it. And the lights went out. I was just so much against this show, but I see that God had everything in plan, and everything that was supposed to be done was done. All right, babe. I love you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will be reaching out so I can talk to you soon.
I can't wait. You guys, everybody else be blessed. Love you guys so much. Have a good night.
Love ya.